What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going over how to schedule Pinterest pins and drive Pinterest traffic back to your website. This is the 6th video for our From 0 to 2K series. In the previous video, we went over our results. In some of the other videos, we went over social media marketing, keyword research, a little bit about coming up with your brand and understanding who you want to appeal to, and how to set up our marketing results. So at this point, what we want to start doing is creating content and sharing it out to social media and other audiences so we can start building up some of our website traffic. So we're going to get into this today, and I'm going to show you how I schedule Pinterest pins and drive Pinterest traffic to some of my existing websites and my strategy for wickerguide.com. So number one, the most important thing is creating pop quality pins and creating unique pins are going to drive the most growth. So that's going to give you the most repins, the most traffic back to your website. Your quantity matters. I mean, you can't just publish one pin a day, and even if it's the greatest pin in the world, you need to make sure you're constantly publishing pins, but you also want to make sure they're quality. You don't just want to put out low quality pictures that aren't going to get any traction on Pinterest. So you might ask, what is a quality pin? The best thing to do is just look up what resonates for your targeted keywords in your niche. So if we come over to Pinterest, I've done a search for wicker lounge chairs. I can look in the explore section and the shop section just to see what has the most repins, what's towards the top of the results, so I can have an understanding of what my customers are actually looking for. So if we scroll down here, you can see some of these different pictures. Basically, the biggest takeaway for me is really a visual home decor type picture with some type of furniture. That's going to be what's going to work the best. Now, some of these, if you see, are promoted, so make sure you're not looking at any promoted tweets. But if you come up here and you search anything differently, so let's just say I'm looking for crockpot recipes. Okay, so if we click this and look at explore, you're going to see a bunch of different things here. Now keep in mind, you do want to look for this promoted tag, but you're going to see for food, people are looking for more text and font on all of their pictures. They're looking for multiple pictures. Some people will do the process, so they'll start with the ingredients and then kind of come up with what the recipe looks like at the very end. So you want to mix and match and find what works the best for your audience. Now, number two, when it comes to scheduling pins, I use tailwindapp.com to schedule my Pinterest pins. The cost is about $120 a year. I've been using Tailwind app for multiple years now, and I've never had many issues with it at all. So if we come over and let's just look at my traffic for beachfrontdecor.com on Pinterest. Right now I'm in Google Analytics. I'm just looking at my Pinterest traffic from June 1st to August 31st, my busiest time of the year. We scroll down, you can see I drove almost 10,000 sessions per month. So a little bit under 10,000 sessions per month. And for conversions, I drove over 6,500 total conversions, all back to Pinterest. So during this time, over 18% of my total traffic came from Pinterest. So it's a really important social network for my own business, and it's going to be big for Wicker Guide as well. And you can just see the impact that Pinterest can have. So if we come over here too, I'll just show you my beachfront decor Pinterest real quick. I have over 20,000 followers, 2.2 monthly million viewers. So I've been able to build this up pretty well, basically by just being consistent with Tailwind and making sure I have pins constantly going out. If I click on saved here and scroll down, you can see I almost have 80,000 pins for this account. So what we're going to do is open up my account for Wicker Guide. You can see I do the same thing here for Farmhouse Goals as well, but we're going to come over here to our Wicker Guide Pinterest account. And as we scroll down here, you can see only 291 followers. If we come over to saved, I only have a little over 4,200 pins. This account was actually not Wicker Guide when I started it. I was sharing a lot of my pins from Beachfront Decor and Farmhouse Goals to this Pinterest page, but I switched it completely over to Wicker Guide. So it's really going to be more just geared towards wicker furniture at this point. So with that being said, we're going to come over here to tailwindapp.com, and this is what it looks like in the back end. So you can see right now I have my Farmhouse Goals Pinterest page open, and you can see some of the different pins that I have going out today, some of the ones I have going out Saturday, and you can see Saturday starting at about 8 p.m. I'm not going to have any pins going out. So you want to make sure you're constantly creating new pins here by uploading images and publishing them to your boards. I'll go over that in a minute. What I want to do is click here, and we're going to add a new account. So what we need to do is add a new account for my Wicker Guide, and it's going to be a new charge here. So one of the good things with Tailwind is I can manage everything from one account. So I'm going to be able to do Beachfront Decor, Farmhouse Goals, and Wicker Guide just from one account. You can see it's going to say logged in as Wicker Guide, give access. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we'll come over here. We're going to click on Wicker Guide. So this is going to give us a free trial. Now the free trial, what we're going to do is I'm going to come over to pricing here, and you're going to see if we're looking at tailwindapp.com/pricing and looking at the Pinterest Plus pricing. So in the free trial, it allows us to schedule up to 100 pins on Pinterest and 30 posts on Instagram. No time limit on your trial, no credit card needed, but that's going to allow you to understand a little bit more about Tailwind so you can get started with using it, schedule some pins. If you don't like the way that it is, you can use another platform. This is the one that I'm going to recommend to you because it's the one I've been using for so long. So coming over here to Tailwind, we're ready to use our account. So we want to sign into our Wicker Guide account. Okay, so we're in our Wicker Guide account here. So we don't have any data at all yet. It says our chefs are still in the kitchen cooking up your data. So that'll all come in. One thing to keep in mind is you're going to see over here, complete your account. So it's going to tell me to add descriptions to some of my boards. You want to make sure you complete your account and have this at 100%. And what we're going to do is come down here to Publisher. So this is where you publish all your pins. You schedule pins to be published on Pinterest. Now, as I go through Tailwind, you might think that it's pretty complicated, but I do have a Tailwind Pinterest tutorial, how to use Tailwind app for Pinterest traffic. And they also have a lot of really good guides through Tailwind so you can understand every different feature you can use. For right now, I really just want to focus on scheduling pins, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come down here to add or remove time slots. So for this particular project, I said I was going to do 100 Pinterest pins per day. So what I need to do is come over to Tailwind and make sure that I have 100 time slots every single day. So we just click on time slot, add time slot. If we come over here to Tuesday, we can add a time slot to Tuesday. So we can keep adding time slots manually. Now what you'll see over here is optimize your schedule, get even more time slot recommendations on Plus. So as you publish more pins, it's going to give you time slots that are the best really for your business. And just quickly coming over here to Google Analytics again for beachfront decor. If you look, you can see there's spikes here and they're always on Sundays. So we have a Sunday spike right here. We have a Sunday spike right here, a Sunday spike here, another Sunday spike. So that's the biggest day for me every day of the week when it comes to beachfrontdecor.com. So as we create our Tailwind schedule, we want to keep in mind what are going to be the best days for us. Wicker Guide will probably be very similar to beachfront decor because it's when people are looking for home decor and furniture. It's going to be more on the weekends than during the week. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are going to be the biggest 3 days for me. Even Thursday I can get into a little bit because then I'm going to have pins going out the entire weekend, and that'll help me drive more traffic back to my website on some of those weekend days. Okay, so coming back over here to scheduled pins, we can click here. You can also see your board list right here. I usually keep Pinterest open in general just to see the different boards I have so I know where to schedule my Pinterest pins to. But you can also just come over here to scheduled pins, and I'll show you how to schedule some pins and how to pick our boards, set our destination URL, and then just some best practices that I do as I'm publishing my own Pinterest pins. So coming over here to number 3. You can create custom pins by taking pictures. So the example before with the crock pot recipes, maybe you have your own products for sale. The more pictures you can take, the more you can share them to Pinterest and other social media channels. So your own custom pictures are going to work the absolute best. You can record your own custom videos and publish them to Pinterest. You can customize stock photos. So if you purchase stock photos, you can use those and publish them directly to Pinterest. However, your best bet is to customize them. So you're purchasing photos, adding text to them. Maybe you're creating collages. So some different options you have there. And then in addition, just creating your own graphics. Now, I do that usually through canva.com, but Pinterest also has some of their own built-in tools that you can schedule pins on Pinterest and create pins directly through Pinterest. So we're going to come back over and we're going to open up Pinterest first. If you click on the plus sign here to create a new pin, so you're in your profile, you want to create a new pin, we click here. One of the things you can do is click on the little light bulb down here in the bottom right-hand corner, and it's going to give you a quick little introduction to creating pins. And even if you look here, you can see kind of what some of their best pins look like. So great pins made easy, add text and logos. If we click on next here, you can see you can crop images, add a logo, use fonts and colors to make the text pop. So you can quickly create your own pins that look just like this. And these are ones that generally perform well. Collages, pins with text, custom pins like that are going to perform the best. Click on next here. And we can click on Take Tour on how to create multiple pins at a time and how to create pins that are going to resonate on Pinterest. Now, personally, what I usually use is canva.com, and I've gone over this before. So if you're creating pins and you're uploading them like this, adding a title, telling everyone what your pin is about, add a destination link, and then you choose your board. So that's one way to schedule your pins. For me, I really never use this unless I'm creating carousel pins or uploading videos or something along those lines. I'm really just purely in Tailwind app. And when I'm creating pins, usually what I'll do is use a lot of the product images that I already have on my website, a lot of the product images that I have on my blog posts, and then I'll also create custom pins using canva.com like I mentioned. So getting started over here, I'm going to come over to my website, and the first thing you really want is the page that you want to be promoting, the page that you want to be publishing pins so people will click on, visit this page after they click on your pins. So you're going to see here wicker lounge chairs, wicker chase lounges. This is going to be my example for the day. So I have two different pages on my website, this blog post here, and then I also have a product page that has all the same products on it. So my blog post is more meant to rank because I have more information on my blog post. But either way, either one of these pages would work well for me. Now, when it comes to getting images, once I import products to my website using Amazon, the affiliate program, and using WooZone, I went over that in my first video in the series, my Amazon affiliate marketing tutorial. If we scroll down, you can see I can publish a lot of these pictures directly to Pinterest, and then I can get people to come back and then hopefully find a product they like, if not the exact product that sent them there. Otherwise, what I'll do a lot of times is I'll come directly into Amazon as I'm adding products to my website. I'll say, okay, this is a nice picture here. So we'll take this picture right here and we're going to do save image directly to our computer. And what I do generally is I'll start just creating folders on my computer of all these different pictures. So if you're going the Amazon affiliate marketing route and you're using those product images, it's a great way to have a ton of images that you can easily publish to Pinterest. And you can also upload them to canva.com to create your custom pins. So I'll come into wicker lounge chairs, and if you look, I've already saved a ton of pictures. As I'm adding products to my website using the WooZone import plugin, what I'll do is I'll save pictures just like this, and then I'll just come up here and import these products to my website. So I'll come in, save a bunch of images, and then I just have to make sure I have the right category here, close, and then publish it. This isn't the right category. These aren't lounge chairs, but you get the drift of how I save different images. And you can see there's some products have really nice images that end up working well on Pinterest. If we keep coming over, you're going to see I already have some of these products imported. So this is one I've already imported. But again, a nice picture right here, I can publish that directly to Pinterest. Same thing with all these different products as I go through it. So this is basically what I do is as I'm adding products to my website, I save all these images. I have a huge folder with wicker lounge chair images. So what I'm able to do is first go over to canva.com. And then when you come into the website, what you want to do is search right here. And we're just going to search Pinterest. So we search Pinterest and it's going to say Pinterest pin. They also have templates for food, video, birthday, wedding. So if I click on Pinterest pin, it's going to open up 1000 by 1500. You can use one of their built-in templates, but I just created my own. They're really easy to create. So if we open it up, you can see I use these same ones for beachfront decor, for farmhouse goals, and I use some different templates as well. I kind of mix and match and see what works best. But right here, 100 plus beautiful wicker lounge chairs, which is going to bring them to this page on my website with over 100 wicker lounge chairs for sale. So that's essentially my process as I'm creating Pinterest pins. And if we scroll down, I usually use a couple different templates. So I put together a few different ones. I have 100 plus wicker lounge chairs here. Don't like this graphic too much. I'll probably switch it around a little bit. I might just get rid of the 100 plus or change fonts. We'll see what I end up doing. Keep coming down. I created a third one. So this one has it in the middle, a logo right here. So I try to include my logo on a lot of my designs because I think it just helps with overall branding. But again, I'll just publish a lot of these images without my logo as well. And with Pinterest, you really do have to mix and match quality and quantity because you never know what's going to perform the best. However, it's really easy to create these grids because through Canva, if you come into elements and we scroll down a little bit, you can see they have frames here and they also have grids. So the cool thing about both of those is if we come back over to uploads and let's say I want to add this image here, I can put it directly into that frame. And you can see it's perfect just like that. Click on done and now we have one image here and we can take this one and put this one on the bottom. So you can move these around, you can increase the size, you can decrease the size sometimes, and you can see we have a Pinterest pin here ready to go, ready to be published to Tailwind. So let's just come in and usually what I'll do is I'll put together all these pins, download these images, and then what you want to do is select the pages for this individual blog post that you're promoting. So mine is just going to be the pages related to wicker lounge chairs. As soon as I'm done creating all of these, for right now, what I'll do is we'll We'll do page 40, so we'll pick 4 nice images. So I like this one here. We'll do this one. This is a good one here, and we'll find one more. Okay, so we have 4 images here. We have our Pinterest pin. Come over to download. We'll do JPEG, quality full, and I'll do page 40. And we'll download this. You can also schedule these directly to Pinterest, but I usually just download about 20, 30 at a time. And then what I'll do is I'll come over to Tailwind. So now we're going to go over how I publish pins on Tailwind, go to create new pin, and what we're going to do is upload images. Now Tailwind just coming out with this Tailwind Create that you can use. So design in Tailwind Create. It's another option that you have if you want to create pin images that way. Get the workflow you use is really whatever you're most comfortable with. I'm just telling you the way that I do it. So we'll come to upload images. Okay, I uploaded our first pin here. Now you can see it says farmhouse lamps. That's the name of my design. You should probably name everything properly. Now I'm kind of glad this happened because this happens to me a lot. If you ever see file not found, refresh the page and it'll usually show up there. Sometimes you get file not found when you upload a lot of images, but it's not something to be overly concerned about. Now what we can also do, instead of just publishing one pin at a time, we'll come to create new pin and do upload again. Okay, so now we have our huge folder with wicker lounge chairs. Now I would usually just schedule all these at once, but what I'll do is I'll just select a few images that are nice, and we'll do these ones for now. So we'll click on open. We have some different images that we're now going to be adding to our Pinterest boards. So what we do first is add a board. So we're going to type a board name here. So let's just see if we have wicker lounge chairs. Okay, we don't. So we'll do wicker furniture. We have outdoor wicker furniture, would probably work better here. Let's see what other wicker boards we have, just those 2. And then what we can do is come over here to Pinterest and we'll get out of creating a new pin. We'll scroll down a little bit. What we want to do is click on the plus sign. Instead of creating a pin, we're going to create a board. So the board will just be wicker lounge chairs. No dates. I don't plan to finish this project on a specific date. It's ongoing. Save some pins to your new board. So they actually come up with some pretty good pins based on just what you name your board, but we'll just start with a few here. Okay, so we have some pins saved to our board so it's not completely empty. And then what we want to do is click here. We're going to edit the board. You should write a description for every one of your boards. You can see here for name, I keep the same SEO keyword list for the content that I'm creating on my website. So in this case, wicker lounge chairs. And if we come back over to our spreadsheet, the keywords that I'm targeting with my SEO content. So I'm eventually going to have boards for wicker chairs, wicker baskets. I already have wicker furniture. I have outdoor wicker furniture. Basically any of these with high search volume, coffee table, egg chair, bench, because I want to make sure that when people are searching for something specific, someone goes into Pinterest and let's just find a random keyword here. They look for wicker wall baskets. If I have a Pinterest board with wicker wall baskets and I have 300 pins on that board and I have custom pins that I've created in Canva and all sorts of these different Pinterest pins, I'm going to have some that rank high and I'm eventually going to create a solution for people that are looking for one. So that's really my goal. It's the same thing with search engine optimization when you're using Pinterest or you're doing search engine optimization for Google or Bing or any of these different search engines. What you want to do is essentially keep creating solutions around all these different keywords and people will keep finding your website over time. It's creating solutions one day at a time, basically. So we're going to come back over here. We have wicker lounge chairs. We'll write a quick description here. Usually I just write maybe about 100 words for a description. Okay, I wrote my description. We'll just do a sentence here. Check out the top rated wicker lounge chairs, wicker chase lounge chairs. And then usually I'll just go through a little bit of, people laying outside. You can keep that golden tan all summer. So some different options when you're writing out your description, but you just want to make sure you're using your keywords. And that's really all you need to do at this point. So we're going to click on done. And now we have our Pinterest board created. So if you create a Pinterest board like this while you're scheduling Pinterest pins like I just did in Tailwind, if you click here to add more boards, you're scrolling down, what's eventually going to happen is they're going to have this message pop up at the top where it says refresh boards list. And we can see here we have our wicker lounge chairs board now. So we can click on this and we can start scheduling our pins. So what I do first is we're going to take our landing page. In this case, I'm going to use this page here. So it's just wickerguide.com/wicker-lounge-chairs. We're going to come back over to Tailwind and we're going to enter that as our URL down here at the bottom. So we're going to come here, copy and paste that in there. Now, a lot of times your pin title will pull from the title on your blog. It's not always going to happen, but it happens for beachfront decor and it happens for farmhouse goals. You can see it's pulling in this. So this one just started pulling in. So it's working now. If it doesn't pull in, what you can do is just click on the URL, click off. It should pull in. There we go. Okay, so we'll do it for the rest of these. So all of these are going to the same landing page. Each of these pins is going to be published to our wicker lounge chairs board and our outdoor wicker furniture board. So we're publishing these to multiple boards, and it's going to all come out as separate pins. So right now it's only showing 8 total pins here. It's actually going to be 16. And what we can do is enter our description. So we'll do 100 plus. Okay, so my description for this: 100 plus wicker lounge chairs for sale. Discover the top rated wicker chase lounge chairs so you can relax outdoors all summer long. Usually what I'll do is when I'm scheduling pins, I'll try to create custom descriptions for about every 25 to 50 pins. So if I'm publishing, let's say 100 at once, I usually have about 3 total descriptions. So we'll copy this and we'll paste it for each description. Okay, so now we're pretty much all ready to go. All we have to do is click schedule all drafts, and that's going to schedule all of these over here, and we're going to have pins going out in our Pinterest profile. So we're going to click schedule all drafts. And now you can see we have 2 pins going out today. Tomorrow we have 4 pins going out. So I obviously have 100 plus pins I want going out every single day. So I need to increase the pins that I'm creating. But what's going to perform the best for me is going to be these types of pins where we have these collages of different images. We're sending people to a page with 100 plus wicker lounge chairs. So that's essentially my goal here. And then we have our logo at the bottom. Try to build up a little bit of brand awareness. You can shuffle your queue so you don't have the same pins going out. If you schedule a ton of pins at once, I always shuffle. You can also, if you, let's just say for example, we come over here and I come to this one and I want to pin it now. So I click on pin now. That's automatically going to publish that to our Pinterest profile. And then what happens is you have a gap. So if you come over here and do fill in time slots, it'll fill all those in so you don't have any gaps when you're publishing Pinterest pins. So this is a topic I can kind of talk about all day. So I'm going to create more videos regarding Pinterest and creating graphics and publishing them to your Pinterest boards. But coming back over here, the main thing is make sure you're creating those custom and unique pins and make sure you have them going out consistently to optimize boards. So number 4, and I kind of went over this already, but create boards using your SEO keyword list and focus on the same keywords with Pinterest. So the keyword here and the keyword search volume we're seeing is going to match pretty similar to what you see on Pinterest. So people looking for wicker baskets is going to be very popular on Pinterest. And as we scroll down here, you're going to find some of these long tail keywords like a wicker bar chair, different things like that, where people are looking for something completely different than something really popular like a wicker basket. So when you're creating boards, focus on creating boards with some of these high search volume keywords and then keep those boards. You want to put thousands and thousands of pins on your boards. So I'm going to have a wicker baskets board with thousands of pins on it so that I can drive just some of that traffic back to my website when people are searching for it, whether it's on Google or whether it's on Pinterest. And Pinterest boards will actually rank well in Google sometimes. So you're going to be able to drive additional traffic that way as well. Now, one thing I want to go over before I finalize the video and go through my main takeaways for this video is there's a good help Pinterest page here about scheduling pins, the different types of pins you can schedule, how to build pins through Pinterest, how to create boards, how to bulk upload video pins. So you want to make sure you're using a Pinterest business account, and then you can easily create and schedule pins, even just using Pinterest. But personally, I mean, the investment into tailwindapp.com is completely worth it for me, especially when you look at the amount of conversions that Pinterest drives for my businesses. Now, finalizing this video, some of the main takeaways. So your pin strategy, you want to create a strategy so you can promote the pages on your website using visual content. How many pins can you realistically schedule per day? So for me, it's going to be 100. I might end up scheduling more over time, but use scheduling so that you can consistently have pins published. We're not obviously working 24/7, so having those pins going out constantly is going to help you drive more traffic. I, again, use tailwindapp.com. After going through this video, it should be pretty clear. Unique pins and organized boards. So you want to make sure your boards are organized based on your SEO keywords. You want to make sure you're writing pin descriptions for your boards. You want to save other people's pins as well. So you don't just want to have your own pins on your Pinterest boards. And then you want to group all of the pins you're creating onto boards so that you can drive essentially more people based on the keywords they're typing into Pinterest. So we'll keep track of all this and how many clicks we're driving from Pinterest, especially as we come over here in our results. One of our main key performance indicators, we'll increase the size of this a bit, is Pinterest clicks. So you can see first month 108, second month 122. We should see some drastic increases here. Again, with beachfront decor, it's I mean, just from Pinterest, my traffic is way higher than what I see with wickerguide.com. So building up that following, building up that base of traffic is really important as you're driving more conversions. So again, if you have any questions about this, please leave them in the comments section. Thanks for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.